Hello everyone, Matt Knoll here, coming to you from my putting studio in New Hampshire. I'd like to thank my mom for allowing me to set up this little studio here. And over the next few weeks, while we all have a little extra time, I'm going to be producing some content for you all in terms of technique, some training aids, some that you can make at home, some that you can purchase, kind of my ideal putting setup. And I really think this is going to be helpful for all levels of golfers, and hopefully we can be interactive. They're going to be posted on my YouTube channel, so please feel free to comment with questions or remarks, and let's have some fun with this and let's all get better. We're going to start off with putting, and the goal would be to build a repeatable stroke that can be performed under pressure. When we look at good putters and when we define what they do, we can do four things. They control direction, they manage speed, they have the ability to read greens, and they have the ability to produce a consistent stroke. And today we're really going to break down setup and how to hold the club. This video will give you tips and tricks to help you manage your direction, because we're going to find that how we hold the club and how we position our arms and use the smaller muscles has a much larger effect on the putter face, which is responsible for about 90% of the initial direction of the golf ball. Now, first we're going to talk about the grip. And if you take a look at my hand here, you see some lines drawn. These are lines that are on the creases. If you want to pause this video at any point and take a look at your hand, right? The top crease would be the fingers, then you move into your hand, then you move into your palm, and then you work into your thumb pad, right? And these lines are important because we're going to be using these as reference points for how we hold the club when we're putting, and then how we hold the club when we're doing our normal full swing. So if I stand up here and I were to place the club in my fingers, right, you'll notice that there's a pretty big angle between my left arm and the club. Now that would be great if I'm hitting a driver, because it allows the club to travel the most when it's in our fingers. And that's a very good component for generating speed. And in putting, we may not want that speed. So it's recommended that the putter fit and sit more in your lifeline of your palm or your hand, right? And what that's going to do, it's going to reduce how much the putter travels with the same amount of motion. All right, now we're going to spend a quick moment talking about the arms. We'll attach the hands to the putter afterwards, but first what I'd like you to do is lean the putter against your thigh. Get into a slight forward bend. Now let your arms hang down naturally so that your hands are pointed outward, right? So your biceps are pointed up versus inward, right? Your elbows are to your side, right? You're going to keep the elbows in the same location and clap your hands, right? And bring your elbows in just a little bit, right? And all those emails I send out where it says create home plate, this is how we create home plate. Right? But our hands, our forearms, our upper arms provide a lot of stability for the putter face, which is number one for controlling direction. Now here's a great training aid you can make at home that provides a lot of valuable feedback and feel for how you may want to move during your putting stroke. And we're either going to take two snow sticks, alignment rods, or even two golf clubs, right? About the same length, and we're going to use a rubber band, and we're going to attach the rubber band about 1 foot down. I'm going to make it really tight. All right, we call this is from David Orr, calls this the chopsticks. David Orr was my putting instructor down at Campbell University. All right, so you're going to take the sticks, you're going to cross them, all right, and then you're going to place the long part of the stick under your armpits. Okay, and we're actually going to go in from up here. Our hands are going to be inside, and then there'll be some variations I'll show you where the hands can go outside. What this allows me to do, it allows me to feel the sensation of moving the putter with not my right arm, not my left arm, right? Not my right wrist, not my left wrist, right? But allows you to feel what the torso is doing in the stroke, right? And when I do that and I'm more dependent on my torso, there's very little twisting of the putter face, right? One of the best training aids that you can make for feel. You see, in putting, we have to be able to separate the movement of our upper body from the movement of our lower body. We want to keep the lower body very quiet, right? And what we also want to do is we want to separate the torso movement from the head and neck, right? So as you make these strokes, watch yourself in a mirror and make sure your lower body is staying quiet, but also make sure your head's not moving with your upper body and that you're letting your right shoulder go under you as you're turning, right? All good feedback. All right, now here's one of my drills that I like to warm up with. And all you need is a golf ball and a yardstick that has a little hole at the end of the yardstick. And the hole provides a spot for the ball to rest. Now the putting green I'm using is actually, it's a Big Moss putting green. I'll put a link to the website. I've had this for about 3 years and it's really durable. It provides a really nice surface to putt on. And my favorite feature is actually towards the end of the mat, it starts going slightly uphill and it provides a nice cup to receive the golf ball. This drill is really good for short putts to manage your direction because you have to be very accurate with the putter face to keep the ball rolling down the ruler. And what I do is I leave myself 2 extra feet at the end, so this is about a 5-foot putt. Get into my setup and try to roll it right down the ruler. So I missed that one to the right. Now that putt might have gone in. This teaches you to hit the ball really straight. That one might have gone in on the right edge. There we go. One of my favorite putting drills. Very challenging, very difficult, but very rewarding. Okay, in summary, today we talked about the putter face. The first skill that good putters do, they have the ability to manage direction. The putter face is responsible for about 90% of the initial direction. Where we hold the club and how we hold the club with our arms has a huge impact on direction. So stay tuned for next video, which will be about controlling speed, and I look forward to seeing you then.